Everyone, I'm going to bring to you a boring matchup today. It's Nerf Hub versus Kate. My Nerf Hub deck is called 4 Influence, and with good reason. With so much influence, 17 influence in Nerf Hub, why not play 4 influence cards? I'm playing 3 Scorch Turfs, 1 Biotic Label, and with my final influence, I'm spending it on Traffic Accident. So this is very good. It gives you the best of both worlds. It allows you to butcher the runner if they are not careful with their runs, and even if they install plus crit, you still have the fast advance option available, which is pretty strong. Most runners won't expect that, so that's pretty good. Yes, although this particular opponent might be a bit tricky. He starts off with a Proco, and I try to sneak a Bill on the board. That's the second remote there. Because I'm starting to get agenda flooded, and I have good reason to think that he will start hitting my hand, and not too soon. He legworks me. Most NEHs will get crushed at this point because they are holding multiple agendas. I very luckily escaped by the skin of my teeth because the 1 in 4 Bill was not accessed. But he did steal the Bill that I installed in the remote. Very nasty. And to make matters worse, I joined an Astro Script at this point. So I'm just going to take lots of money here, and I'm going to fast advance the Astro Script next turn, unless he installs SMC or Clot, which he does, damn it. Well, plan foiled. So yeah, Kate is quite a threat when it comes to beating Nerf Hub. Once the SMC hits the board, the fast advance option is turned off. And that is definitely a problem. I could still go for it if I actually drew into any end run ice, except that I don't. Or I find a pop-up window, so the pop-up goes on HQ. I'm running 3 breaking news in this deck, hence the 24/7 news cycle. You can get to the point where you can score Astro Script, breaking news, and then just kill off the runner with 24/7 double Scorch Turf. He tries to trash my Sand here, except that he doesn't. He leaves my Sand there, knowing that he can clot it if need be. So here I attempt to score the Bill. Usually it will be an Astro, but I have a very strong feeling my opponent is going to clot, and I was right. He clots it, I bring the toll booth out, and I hit mark the counts. A pretty reasonable line of play here. I have reason to suspect that Sai is coming, and I know that he is fully capable of getting a Sai and coming through. But he doesn't. He bounces off my toll booth, installs a Sai from his hand, and then goes for my remote. So he's going to get it. Thankfully, I kept the Astro, not the Bill. So now that I've completely blown his credit lead, now he's down to 3 credits, I can more or less safely place the Astro in the remote. It's going to be too risky for him to stim hack into the remote when he doesn't know what it is. So I'm definitely going to look to install the Astro here. But my first draw lands me a wraparound, which gives me more reason to doubly ice the remote. So now only a stim hack will get him in, because he has to get the dog out and pay the toll, which is going to be too expensive. So I can abuse this window to score the Astro Script. Now usually I would attempt to chain a breaking news out at this point as well. Breaking news and advance with Astro Token and score off the Sand. Unfortunately, Clot is in play, so I cannot score the breaking news here. In fact, I can't even do install and shipment the breaking news, which I would usually do. I would first need to get rid of the Clot via purging. So I'm going to have to purge next turn, which isn't too much of a problem because I have 2 Drip Econ running. Do I want to purge, or do I want to delete a card from my hand? I do take a while to consider this. Turnpike could be useful. I need to gear check for Mimic. That would be nice. I eventually decide to purge the Clot and trash something. I trash the Turnpike, I believe, because I think R&D is... Nope, I trash the closed accounts. Yeah, because I don't see him getting tagged anytime soon, so that is something I have to weigh. Usually I would throw away close accounts once I find at least 2 Scorch Turfs and they don't have plus crit. Otherwise, close accounts is very important. The reason I put it in this deck is that against Kate with plus crit, close accounts is the best bet I have. He does a last click Maker's Eye and runs straight into my Gutenberg. Well, not a very wise choice. My opponent saw the Scorch Turf from my hand through the legwork. He should have expected a Data Raven or a Gutenberg here. Definitely a mistake that he is going to pay dearly for, as he gets tagged at this point. And here I contemplate whether to res the wraparound or not. I can tax one dog token. Not sure if it's worth it. He'll get through regardless. I decide to res it in the end because firstly, I need to tax dog tokens, and more importantly, I do not have the kill. Even if the next card I top deck is a Scorched Earth, I cannot kill him with only 3 credits. And if it's a traffic accident, he only has 1 tag, I cannot kill him either. Now he finds the penultimate agenda to put him on match point at 6 points, and at this point I really wish I had the close accounts in hand. I threw it away 1 turn too early. I should have trashed a Turnpike instead. So my turn would have gone credit, closed accounts, trash Proco. That would have severely set him back because he would be at 0 credits and no cards. That didn't happen. Instead, I wasn't able to close his accounts, so he can actually go in for another R&D run if he wants to. Floating tags, and I don't have enough money to scorch him for the next few turns. So that's a huge problem. I do somewhat slow him down, but he does find his plus crit, so the flatline option is more or less sealed off. That's a big problem. He installs the same old thing here to recur Maker's Eye, which is a big mistake. You can usually do that, not if you're tagged. He didn't clear the tag, so I'm definitely going to blow same old thing up after installing the second Sansan on the pet campaign. So even if he goes in to trash my first Sansan, he has to contend with my second one. So yes, a small gameplay mistake from my opponent here, but not too much because he's still on match point. One more Maker's Eye run can easily end my game. I need to start scoring agendas. It's still too risky for me to install breaking news here. Remember, if he steals the breaking news, he wins the game. Normally, I play loosely enough. I play loosely and I score breaking newses. Not this game though. I don't think I can afford to do that. So, yes, I continue icing up R&D, knowing that that's going to be the weakest point. And I trash the pop-up window here, which is problematic. I don't really care about money cards at this point because I have 2 Drip Econ running, so I know that I'll get my money sooner or later. What I'm really concerned with is getting a victory. I draw into my Biotic label here, and at this point I kind of decide that I don't think I can go for the agenda point win. He has 2 Bills and an Astro kidnap from me. The chance of me scoring out to 7 points is very low. The only way I can do that is with NAPDs. And it's very difficult to score NAPDs in this kind of situation where the runner is rich and is on match point. I cannot slow advance it. So instead, I'm going to score breaking news here and trash his Proco once again. I do not want to trash any of my 4 influence cards. I put them in my deck for a reason. They're the most powerful cards of my deck. So I'm going to trash Astroscript, breaking news, and hope he doesn't dirty laundry archives. Very risky play here. You should never do that against Kate. And as soon as I draw into my next piece of ice, I'm putting it on archives. I know this is something I would never do in a conventional game. This just telegraphs that you have something in archives and the opponent will more or less definitely run through it. Shouldn't ever do that. Thankfully, it worked. It deterred him enough such that he dirty laundries my hand instead of archives, where there's nothing in my hand because I chucked everything to archives. So I guess I made the right play here. And the pop-up window generates 1 more credit. Why not? Yes, so I'm safe for now. But knowing that my agenda point victory is in archives, things are just going to get harder from here. Because remember, I have 6 3-2 agendas. 4 of them are in score areas right now, and 1 Astroscript is sitting in archives. So I'm not going to win via agenda points. I'm going to win via 24/7 news cycle into Biotic label into triple Scorched Earth. So basically at this point, I'm basically digging my deck now for my 3rd copy of Scorched Earth. That is a combo that most people won't expect. With 13 credits, you can pull off the win. But he stops me short with a quick Maker's Eye run. I'm going to res lots of tag-based ice against him. It's Data Raven to Turnpike into Gutenberg, but this is his first click. He's pretty rich. He can get through. At this point, I can only hope that he doesn't top deck any agenda. Even NAPD would give him the win right now. And that is a problem because I lead too many agendas early. The double bill, giving him a freebie early on, that really cost me. Had the first bill been mine instead, I would have put so much pressure on him because I'll be at 5 points. He is at 3 points. If he didn't check my remote, I would have been so far ahead. Instead, he grabs the final NAPD for the win. Well played to my opponent. So this was just toying with the idea of a hybrid kill fast advance deck, and it is very, very apparent from this game that the lack of a focus really hurts. Without the 6 kill cards in Butcher Shop, now I only have 4, the reduced consistency basically lost me the game, because otherwise I could have scored a breaking news earlier, I suppose, which would have enabled double scotch before my opponent found his plus crit. The moment plus crit hit the table, I basically lost any chance of killing him via the combo until I found the Biotic label along with 3 scotches, which would take forever since there are only 4 in my deck. 3 of them in my deck. As for the fast advance component, a usual Biotic deck would have stronger eyes such as Architect and Eli. These eyes would actually force the opponent to actually get some breakers out. In contrast, what was on R&D? It was just a bunch of tagging eyes, which was taxing but not end the run. The Turnpike could have been an Architect that would force a Mimic out, which it didn't. And so because of that, Kate was able to easily walk through R&D for the winning Maker's Eye run. Very bad when my opponent's on match point and can easily expect an agenda from the Maker's Eye run. I was basically banking on him not hitting an agenda during the final Maker's Eye run there, and obviously that didn't happen. So, Master of None, that's what happens. Well, it's a good learning experience. Thanks for watching, happy net running, I'll see you guys around. Goodbye.